Hello, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to take a look at a video called Hurling, Best Points of All Time by a YouTube channel called BK GAA. Now, I'm no expert at hurling. In fact, I only discovered the game about a month ago. That's how much I'm not an expert. But I do think this video title might be misleading, and I'll tell you why. Because I have learned this game was around for 3,200 years. They've been playing this game for 3,200 years, give or take a couple, one way or the other. And of those 32 centuries, only, roughly the most recent one has had recording equipment, cameras and video and all that. So I'm thinking best points of all time. I'm thinking there's been some incredible goals and points in the previous 31 centuries before video equipment came around. So I'm just saying, we'll never know, but when you play a game for over 3,000 years, there's bound to be some worthy additions to this video if we had them on recording, if we had them on tape or video. But we don't, so we're going to just check out these. If you like the channel, if you like the video, you can subscribe, like, comment. I love the comments. And let's check out the best points of all time, since there's been video equipment to capture them. Wow. I hadn't seen anything quite like that in the videos I've watched, where someone just runs over someone. That was interesting, and God, that guy was big. He was big, and he hit that so far, but he didn't look like he necessarily hit it as hard as he could have. He kind of flicked it. I guess when you're that big, you don't need to swing as hard as you can every time. That's brutal. What happened there exactly? Oh, the first one went off the guy. I get it. Okay. Hold on a second. Like I said, I've only been looking at this game for a month, but that's that's what I find the most amazing of all the skills, and there's a lot of skills involved. I love it when they take the hurley and bounce the slitter back to them, and it just pops it up into their hand. And we're used to scooping it up. People are used to scooping things and continuing in that way. But when you bounce back into your hand, you can change directions quick. I just don't know how they do it so accurately. I mean, if you've done hurling, it might not seem that impressive because you've mastered it. But to me, that's a cool thing. Right there. Yeah. I don't know. That looks cool. That looks hard. Wow. He's not getting caught, and the other guy isn't balancing anything. That just shows how amazing they are to run at full speed with that. It's not like a lacrosse thing with a net for the ball. This is just laying there. It's unbelievable, really. Lots of practice from the time he was probably a little tiny kid.
Peter Duggan. 3 men are after him. Hit it on the ground to try and make some headway. Going forward.
Oh man.
Tries to stop him. There is no stopping him. That is an amazing play.
He had like 4 or 5 guys on him. That's, wow. You know, question here. None of that was a foul, though. He had 4 or 5 guys right on him, and it doesn't look like any sort of foul was called. That's interesting because he was, yeah, that's, I mean, I don't care how many centuries, that was an amazing, amazing thing.
Magnificent by Cricket.
Almost hit that.
And that, oh, it was the most fantastic score.
I love that looked cool right there. I love how the crowd colors are his jersey colors. It's just a sea of whatever county that is. I don't know what county.
Just wonderful running off the
Whoa,
shoulder.
whoa.
Kyle Hayes couldn't get the block in. He couldn't get
I have a question here. Sorry for the interruption. If you know the answer, that pass came about midfield to a guy. Then the guy got it, tapped it in the hand pass thing to a guy who was just streaking by. And I'm wondering, are there set plays? Are there schemes and systems like, in American football, everything is diagrammed, play, play, play. I've always thought this was just their instincts are so good that they kind of just see things developing. But that one almost looked like it was a play. I'm not sure. That would be interesting because it looks like the guy got the pass and it was almost as if he knew the guy was going to be coming by and he just passed it off. Or maybe it was just they've been playing together so long, those things happen automatically and they don't really have to consciously think about it. But that was cool.
a stick in, and that is a fabulous score.
Yeah, right there. Man.
As Podge Collins, change of direction. And
He
then
did it
goes
like a
forward,
full-
impishly carrying it this way
Yeah,
and that.
and
like
then
an
again, a full 360.
Finally hitting it beautifully onto the netting and over the bar.
Yeah, he totally. When he got the ball, he did a little thing, and then he made a full 360.
Broken down there. Taken away by Kevin Broderick. Casey Broderick.
Once again, winning the foot race,
It's like
even
it's
with
an
that.
spoon race. He's taking it forward adventurously.
Pops it over.
That is fantastic.
Wow. Oh man, I've never seen anything quite that where they're all going for the ball at once.
McDonald from way out the field with an absolutely brilliant point.
That was great. Those were all great. Best goals of all time, they say, but like I said, 3,100 years, that's a lot of hurling being played, and I'm sure there were a lot of great stuff happening in those games. If someone had footage of those games in the whole history of hurling, and you showed it to someone, and the person said, wow, that was great. What year was that? You could say, that was 17. And the guy would say, like 1917? And you'd say, no, just 17. That was year 17. That's hard to believe. It's hard to wrap my head around that this game's been played in some form for over 3,000 years. It's unbelievable. Anyway, that's great. That's great. I hope you liked it. If you did, maybe subscribe, maybe like, maybe comment, all three. The trifecta, the triple crown. That was a lot of fun. Anyway, okay. Hope you liked it. Talk to you later.